Well, thanks, Brandon. I have a very special guest, V. Murthy, a senior here at Notre Dame, and he lives in St. Edward's Hall, where he serves as an RA. Originally from India, V enjoys telling his fellow dorm mates, or steadsmen, what life is like for him back home. But this year, he decided telling them wasn't enough. He wanted to show them. Over Christmas break, he invited a number of his friends to India and showed them what home means to him. So V, thank you so much for joining us. And before we talk about this trip, let's backtrack. How did you end up at Notre Dame?
Well, I was born in the United States, actually, Baton Rouge. Go Saints. Yeah, my dad was a huge football fan. He loved Lou Holtz, loved Joe Montana. So I guess that's why I ended up here.
So we can actually credit Joe Montana and Lou Holtz for you coming to Notre Dame.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, well that's a great shout out.
Major shout out, yeah.
All right, well, what was the reaction from your family and friends in India when you said you wanted to go to a school so many thousands of miles away?
I think the first thing my family said was good riddance. They were glad to get rid of me. No, it was always my plan to come to the United States to go to college because my older sister did it and my younger sister is doing it now. So, I mean, it was pretty much expected. Throughout high school, that was my goal. And luckily, I got to do it.
So you went to Notre Dame, you became an RA at Steads,
yeah.
And then how did this plan get hatched for you guys to go back to India with your dorm mates?
Well, I basically spent my 4 years mooching off all 6 of them, going to their houses for, Thanksgiving and spring break, because it's not long enough to go back to India. So thought I'd, repay them by bringing them home with me and showing them what another country's like. A lot of them hadn't been out of the country, out of the U.S. yet. So it was a good opportunity for them to travel.
So tell me, what are some of the things you guys did while you were over there?
So we were based in Bangalore, where I live, which is the capital of the state of Karnataka. So we basically roamed around the city for a little bit, showed them my favorite haunts, my old school. And then we went to the historic capital, which is where there's a huge palace where the original capital was, Mysore. And then we took a little trip to Calcutta, which was the original capital of India. The East India Company basically set up shop there. So there are a lot of old historic British buildings. So I mean, they got a pretty holistic view, I think, of the country. India's a huge country. We couldn't fit it all in the 3 weeks we were there, but I think I gave them a little taste.
3 weeks, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Was there one thing that you wanted to show them the most, or something that you couldn't leave India without showing them?
The traffic. Yeah. Also the food. I think a lot of them were scared that they couldn't handle the spice, but I think they handled it pretty admirably, I must say.
Okay, so I heard about a cricket game, and there was some mixed reaction to that. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So cricket originally started in England when a group of soccer players forgot their soccer ball, and everyone stood around the field and did nothing. So it's a pretty boring game. Indians love it for whatever reason. But no, I grew up watching cricket. And then, they had a lot of questions about how it worked, and I think towards the end they actually kind of enjoyed it. I think that was probably one of their best experiences in India.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us, V.
Thank you for having me.
And yeah, no problem. Thank you for joining Notre Dame Day.